Hi, my name is Charlie Jones and welcome to Miss England TV. The Great British Seaside Holiday has been popular amongst families for many years, and since 1936 the name Butlins has been at the forefront of UK holiday destinations. Today I'll be discussing how for over 80 years Butlins have retained their famous brand by continuing to change and adapt with the times, as well as talk about their official charity partner, Great Ormond Street Hospital. Today I am joined with Drew, who like me began as a redcoat. Hi Drew.
Hey, good to meet you, Charlie.
So Drew, can you start by telling us all about your Butlins journey?
I certainly can. Charlie, I was a Butlins boy through and through. We used to go on holiday to Minehead every year, and it was my ambition to become a redcoat. And in 1986, that's when my dream came true. And over the years, I've worked for Butlins in many roles. I've been in charge of accommodation, guest services, and I now head up the cultural part of the business based out of Hemel Hempstead.
So you've done a variety of roles within Butlins then. So like me, you will say that being a redcoat is one of the best things that you've ever done.
Absolutely.
It is an incredible job, so rewarding, and myself, I started as a Butlins redcoat. I then went on to the performance cast. I was a redcoat team leader, and now I am lucky enough to tour all 3 resorts. So Drew, tell me, what makes Butlins different now?
I think the secret to Butlins' success is always being one step ahead of the game, and I think the business has grown enormously to suit today's market by building people what they want, not what Butlins think they want. So there's an awful amount of empathy used in every decision around Butlins, and that's what's kept it ahead of the game.
How have Butlins been able to carry on their historical values?
Well, that's a great question, Charlie. I mean, when Billy Butlin, our founding father, started Butlins all those years ago in 1936, as you say, he had at the heart of the business a saying which was, "Our true intent is all for your delight." Now, it's actually from a Shakespeare play, from A Midsummer Night's Dream, but he thought it epitomised what he wanted the guests to feel about Butlins. So all of the team, back in 1936 to today in 2019, all our team are there with the true intent to delight the guests. So that's the beautiful correlation between old Butlins and new Butlins.
Amazing. So how good of an employer is Butlins today?
Well, I'm a great believer in you've got to start by looking after your team if you're expecting them to look after the guest. And we were incredibly proud earlier on this year to come 5th in the Sunday Times Best Big Companies to Work For in the whole of the United Kingdom. So it's paying dividends.
That's amazing. And we also have a VT now to show you, which has some other Butlins team members describing what they feel and how it is for them to work for Butlins.
We're all very aware of the history of the company.
Butlins is really lucky to have such a long and prestigious history. 80 years of making people happy on their holidays. That's a really fantastic claim to have.
We kind of use it to link in with how we do keep evolving.
Man who opened up new ideas about holidays for millions of people, and who is tireless.
Billy Butlin is still so influential in the way we run the business. It's still about his vision and how we have just adapted it over the years.
Billy means a lot to our team. He not only was our founder, but he's left a legacy and we've got to continue it.
It's still the same now as it was back then, I think. The drive that the team have for the guests, making sure that they're having a good time. The ethos is still there, that we just want families to reconnect.
It was important to Billy Butlin that families could try new things and they could really escape from the everyday hustle and bustle, worries, concerns and things that people had. That's very, very similar today, and I think we need to hold that very dear when we make decisions about how we look after our guests today.
Children can behave like little monkeys at times, but it's always nice to catch an occasional glimpse.
When you do see the footage of the old redcoats, it's a massively proud feeling. Every day that I pull on the jacket and I go out to meet the crowd, it lifts you up a couple of feet. It's an incredible feeling.
It makes you think about how you work now and the connection, and that it's still there. We're all doing the same thing and we're there with the same passion.
There was a really strong sense of community within the staff that sort of extended out from them to all the guests as well.
And that's why people really want to come and work for us. They can see we've got a really good culture.
What's special about the team at Butlins is how they capture your heart and they make you part of that heartbeat.
For us, it's more like a second family because everybody's so close together.
Everybody is in the same boat. Everybody is doing the same thing to get the same goal, and it's all focused on that guest having the best experience.
That was great to capture on camera, and you can agree as well as I that that is a true representation of what it is like to work for Butlins.
Charlie, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I wouldn't have dedicated pretty much all my working life to one business if I didn't believe it in my heart of hearts.
For those people out there who don't really know what Butlins is, what makes it different to the other holiday chains?
I think as I mentioned before, I think the building people what they want, not what Butlins want. And I'll give you an example of that. We did enormous research with different businesses, Mumsnet being one of them, and they came back to say that they would love a swimming pool that was designed with mums in mind, with little ones, and that's just happened at Bognor. We've just launched, I think it cost about 35 million to build this swimming pool, and that on top of all the wonderful kind of like headline acts. To see that much live entertainment, the UK's larger provider of live entertainment, is pretty phenomenal. And I think the ethos is to enjoy this wonderful spectacle together as a family. So we bring ITV Saturday nights to you live on stage with Stephen Mulhern, diversity, the list goes on. And that's what makes us different.
Definitely, and it does bring families closer together. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I've seen the enjoyment that the children and families do get from Butlins as well. So, but would you say that Billy Butlin would be proud of Butlins today?
Well, I would really, really hope so, and I've got a little story, if I may, to share with you. I was very fortunate, this is a few years back, to actually meet Sheila Butlin, Lady Butlin, and she came down when we opened one of the hotels on resort. And I'll always remember, stood on the balcony, and she was looking at over the resort, and she squeezed my hand and she said, you know, Billy Butlin would be so proud of where Butlins is today. So yes.
Yes, so you know then, you know personally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's amazing. Also, Butlins has been a charity sponsor for Great Ormond Street Hospital since 2015. Could you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. I mean, that's another great piece of history right there. In 1938, 2 years after Skegness had opened, Billy Butlin was already building that relationship with Great Ormond Street and used to charge the campers, as they were then called, 5 shillings to visit as a day visitor every Sunday, and all of that money would be reinvested into Great Ormond Street. And as you say, our current relationship has been rekindled since 2015. And we always have a myriad of stuff going on. Even yesterday at our central support function in Hemel, we had a Gosh fun day with bake sales, with raffles, with music bingo, and then we do big stuff as well, like mighty hikes. The Bognor team are hiking between Brighton and Bognor, and we raise thousands each year, and it really is such an amazing cause.
And I can vouch for that. I do know that Butlins do a lot for Great Ormond Street Hospital and have done for quite a while. I was lucky enough to perform at Hyde Park, which all the proceeds did go to Great Ormond Street Hospital. But how much has Butlins raised for Gosh?
So since 2015, the totaliser is just exceeded 700,000, which we're incredibly proud of.
That's really wonderful news, and thank you so much for being here today, Drew.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank
really
you
nice
so
to meet you,
much.
Charlie.
Thank you. Now, if you want to help Great Ormond Street Hospital, all you need to do is head over to the website below. Head over there and please donate however much you can. Thank you so much for watching. From myself and Drew, goodbye for now. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.